These are the memoirs of Fernando DeSoto, written in the year of our Lord, 1541. I am now dwelling in these winter hills of Kimuka. I have traveled north of Huamila in search of rumored gold. These rumors entice my spirit, and it is after this wealth I seek. I have considered the likelihood of this quest to be in vain. Yet the passion of its existence drives me to broaden my search. If only the discoveries I had made on my journey could be seen. One, which has deeply captured my interest, is that of the Kimuka Caverns. The depth of the beauty was truly amazing. The light from our torches made the walls look like pure gold. The formations within the cave were as nothing I had ever seen before. It was an astonishing sight.
How you guys doing? My name is Ryan Burke. We're here at DeSoto Caverns Park. I'm honored to be showing you guys around, tell you a little bit about the history of the cave, some of the events that we have coming up. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and let's get started. Alright guys, so as you can tell right now we're next to our gift shop, and we are known for our caverns. That's our main feature here. But we also have some events coming up in June, such as the Native American Festival, June 11th and 12th. A lot of things you'll see, such as vendors, craft vendors, food vendors, and a lot of performances by some Native American groups that we invite to come in. You know, drumming, dancing, things of that nature. So we're really excited for that and more events in the future to come. We're coming into our summer season, which is really exciting. We got over about 20 attractions here. It's for families to have a fantastic time. It's all about seeing those smiles, and that's what we get every day. On June, on Mondays, we have what's called Fun Day Monday, and if you come before 11 o'clock, $20 for unlimited attractions. You can't miss out on that. And also our Unlock the Legend, which is our breakout room. You'll be put in a scenario where you have to find clues, solve riddles, and hints to break out in a certain amount of time. So yeah, we're really excited, and it's coming soon.
I have been there before.
Somebody lost in the maze.
Oh yeah, we're super. I actually work.
Yeah.
You know,
We know.
well, that's awesome. I'm Ryan, by the way.
I'm John Mark.
John.
Hey, John.
Dylan, stay right back here. Keep going on that path. You're going. Wrong way. Dylan, that way. You're supposed to come here. No, over here. You took the wrong turn.
So yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of kids looking over the Lost Trail Maze. We have a lot of school groups that come here, and their main attraction is the Lost Trail Maze, and it lives up to its word. So we also have up here is our DeSoto's Cave Wall Climb, and you simply start over here on the left, and you make your way all the way over to the right, and you have to see if you can do that in about 3 shots. But not only do we have that, we also have our Cannon Wars and our bow and arrow shoot. And yeah, we have, like I said before, over 20 attractions, and the kids just absolutely love it. And trust me when I say, we have attractions for all ages, and this is actually one of them. We're standing in our Cannon Wars. What you simply do is you have 4 people on each side, and it's pretty much a Nerf gun battle, and it kind of just works like this. Boom, fire away. Go ahead and fire away.
Got me.
All right, here we go, one more.
Whoa! I trimmed my ear.
Here's another one of our attractions. It's called our Cave Crawl, as you can see here. And this is pretty much just to simulate what it'd be like spelunking or just cave crawling inside an actual cave or caverns. So we actually have someone doing it right now if you want to go ahead and take a look. There he is on the bottom.
All right, Ethan. Thanks a lot, son.
Thanks, Ethan. High five.
He made it. How many times you been through that?
I don't honestly know.
A bunch.
Probably a lot. Ethan's got season passes with us. So
Season pass,
he's
a
here all the
season
time.
pass, man. All right, well,
Yeah.
thank you for demonstrating for us.
Everyone knows Ethan, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Let the kids pan for him here.
Yeah,
Well, there's Ethan sitting down there. Can we borrow him again for a moment?
Absolutely.
All right, Ethan, it's showtime, man. I'm coming. It's on you. Let me stick it in your hand and let's see. Let me zoom in. Just hold one in your hand. Now, what have you got there? Is that a garnet or what?
I'm not really sure. That's one of the new ones.
Hold it where I can see it. There you go. Right there. Have you got any other ones, different colors in there maybe? Oh yeah. Let's see that bag there. There you go. If you'll hold it still, I'll zoom in on it. And you just panned those out, didn't you?
It's a lizard. It's a lizard. Guys, look.
What do you guys see?
Lizard.
A lizard.
I'm trying to kill it. I don't know where it fell into the water. Right
Okay, well the fish will probably. Oh, I see him. Yeah.
Guys, move. Where is it? Hey, look at this tadpole. Are you kidding me? It's right there. It's right there. It's right like a back here. Don't push it in the water, guys.
Hey, I noticed when we first came in, it was hot outside, and it felt real cool.
Yeah.
Now that I'm down here moving around, it's kind of muggy in here.
Yeah.
But it's tolerable, as the old folks would say.
That's right. Yeah, it's 60 degrees all year round here, but the humidity of the cave is 100% humidity.
100%, I believe it.
So you'll feel it right when you come in. On a cool day, it'll be warm. On a warmer day, it'll be cool, but it'll last, for a little bit, and then you'll feel it kind of kicking in as like you said, it gets a little warmer. So
okay,
that's the humidity down here.
Where are we going first?
Sure, we can step right over here to Trader's Rock, and that's 1723. All right, guys, so we're down here in our caverns. We're actually standing in the main room here, which is our Healing All Cathedral. And right here we actually have the earliest writing in the cave, or markings, and that's 1723. This is actually called Trader's Rock. And as you can see on the rock, a gentleman's name by I.W. Wright is written into it. And what actually happened was I.W. Wright was actually a fur trader from Charleston, South Carolina. So his intentions were to come down this way. He heard that the cave had healing all powers, and he wanted to trade furs and tools and weapons with the natives of the land. So he actually found the original entrance of the cave, which is a little above where we walked in. He slid on down, And as you can tell when we walked in before, you know, with the humidity and how warm it was, he actually came in the winter, it was really warm. He slid on down, he wanted to actually just take a nap. So fell asleep, but what he didn't know was that he was on some sacred land of the Native Americans that were in this area at the time. He woke up and they were pretty upset, and unfortunately they actually went ahead and speared him on the spot. But 1723 is the earliest writing in our cave.
Wow. Man, let me get the right focus on that. Wow. This is awesome, man. Oh my goodness.
It's phenomenal.
This had to be spiritual.
Oh man, it's absolutely phenomenal.
So tell me, wow, it's just us in here, man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. And I'll when we make our way out, I'll light this up and you'll get a view from up top. It's beautiful.
I have mentioned in some of my other films up in North Alabama about the creeks having a legend about this cave. Ryan, would you share that with us?
Yeah, simply what the Creek Indian tribe, they felt like this was a birthing place, and it was actually called Namnehamga, which is father coming out of the hill. So yeah, they believed it was a birthing place.
Of the Creek Indian
Of the
Nation?
Creek Indian, yep.
Right here at DeSoto
Right
Caverns.
here in DeSoto Caverns in Childersburg, Alabama.
And DeSoto came through here when?
He came 1540. So yeah, he was the first European to actually discover its wonders. And it's kind of hard to imagine, but yeah, that's why we name it DeSoto Caverns today.
And I see there are benches out there. And are there any type of events or anything that are held in here?
Well, we do have overnights for school groups or Boy Scout groups or just any other groups that want to spend some time down here in the cave. Otherwise, what we have here is during our tour in the beginning, we actually have a video, and it's just a brief history of the cave, just talking about the owners, Al and Danielle Mathis now, and also a little bit about DeSoto, DeSoto himself. And then toward the end of our tour, what we actually have is our laser light show. Which is definitely a wonder in itself, and it's definitely worth seeing. We have different laser light shows during different times of the year, such as July 4th, we have a different laser light show, and during Christmas and Easter, those are just a few. And the one we have now is based off the book of Genesis. All right, so here's a little more history of our cave, and this actually dates back to 1864. And we all know at that time we had a pretty important battle going on in America's history, which was the Civil War. They had a gentleman actually by the name of Joseph Bigby who came down here, and he was actually designated to make some gunpowder, which was pretty much just as important as being on the front lines. He actually came down here with the team, and they make the gunpowder right here. The reason why they made the gunpowder is because the ports of Mobile were actually shut down. The North had shut down the ports of Mobile, so they couldn't get any shipments of anything. So yeah, they pretty much set up their leaching vat right here. What they would do is they would put the soil on the bottom, and then they put hay on top of that to kind of act like a filter. And then they dump the water in it, and it would just come out. They drain it out here. And yeah, they would take the water once all the minerals and everything had settled down here, put them in pots, burn it off, mix it with charcoal, and there's some more science that goes into it, but that's just kind of a basic overview of what they do for gunpowder. All right, so again, some more history. I mean, DeSoto Caverns is just filled with endless history, and we're actually now in the 1920s. So as we know, in the 1920s, that was Prohibition, where it was illegal to sell or make any sort of alcohol. So we had a gentleman by the name of, they called him Old Popcorn, actually came down here and decided to make some moonshine. Now, when you're making moonshine, they called it because people would make it at nighttime by the light of the moon. Because what happens when you make moonshine is the smoke comes up, and if you make it during the day, the authorities are going to see, and they're going to come and pretty much arrest you. So what he actually did was he actually came down here and just decided to make it down here. Because once you make it down here, the smoke is just going to evaporate, and no one's going to see it. Eventually, he had turned this into a speakeasy, had bands playing, had a dance floor out here, but it got a little crazy, got a little rough, and it only lasted about 6 weeks. We can all imagine what happens when people start mixing dancing and poker and gambling and moonshine. It gets a little crazy, so they shut it down. The authorities came and took everyone away. But yeah, this is the 1920s during the Prohibition era.
Well, Ryan, I suppose that is filtered water there, if it's ever been,
Yeah.
if there's ever been any.
Yeah.
Might be mineral water.
Yeah.
How far do the caverns extend back?
So the caverns, they extend, I can give you an idea from where we walked in to the back here, it's about 100 yards. So to put that in perspective, you can actually fit a football field down here. And the height of the caverns is actually 120 feet, which is the size of a 12-story building. So you can pretty much put a building in here and still have room to walk around and give the tour.
You can tell it's humid in here where those lights are shining.
exactly
Just
right.
see the mist rising up.
That's exactly right. And just some other real quick history. Benjamin Hawkins actually came down here.
Did he?
Yeah, he was appointed advisor of George Washington, our first president. He actually documented all this information in the cave.
He was
sent-
over the Indian Affairs.
That's right, yep. And he sent
Yeah.
it back to George Washington. And DeSoto Caverns is actually documented as the first cave in American history. So.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was moving over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And God saw the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Then God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters. And let it separate the waters from the waters." And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth sprout, vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruits bearing fruit after their own kind." And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse, to separate the day from the night." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He made stars also, and God placed them in the expanse of the heaven to give light to the earth, and to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters teem with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth in the open expanse of the heavens." And God created great sea monsters, and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed, and every winged bird after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their own kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." And God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." And God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and from his work and all he had done, on the seventh day, God rested.
So here we actually used to have some bones on display. Down the stairs there's a Kapina-style burial, and that's actually how the Native Americans had, you know, if a friend or relative had passed away, they actually set them up on these structures. And one of the main reasons why they did that was because they didn't want any of like coyotes or anything getting at them. So they wanted to, once the, you know, everything just came down to their bones, they actually wanted to preserve their bones and remember them. So they actually came down here and they buried them in the cave.
So you actually, there were some found up here where we're at on this ledge back in...
So actually in 1965, there's a gentleman, Joseph Benthal, from the University of Alabama. He actually came down with his team and they found, I do believe it was 5 sets of bones. 1 child and 4 adults. So they actually found that, and we had them on display here up until about 1995, when, just out of respect to the Native Americans in the area who had found out that we had them on display, we actually shut the cave down and we allowed them just to rebury the bones. No one knows except them, but you know, they could be anywhere inside the cave.
Oh, they're in the cave though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
They
okay,
were
well, good.
reburied, so
Yeah.
you know, they just had respect to them, and yeah, they were allowed to come down here just then and rebury him somewhere in the cave.
Good, good. All right. Well, were they able to tell, Ryan, how old they were?
They dated back 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years.
1965. Yep, 2,000 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty incredible. You know, and again, they wanted to preserve them, so for them to be preserved that long is pretty phenomenal.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to film as we go back down and catch your scaffold here, the burial scaffold, as I get closer. So those ancient peoples chose that ledge right there. I don't know how much we can see, but that is a ledge up to one of the sides of the cave here, the cavern. That is where they chose to bury their dead.
These are the memoirs of Bernardo DeSoto, written in the year of our Lord, 1541. I am now dwelling in these winter hills of Camunca. I have traveled north of Huamila in search of rumored gold. These rumors entice my spirit, and it is after this wealth I seek. I have considered the likelihood of this quest to be in vain. Yet the passion of its existence drives me to run my search. If only the discoveries I had made on my journey could be seen. One, which has deeply captured my interest, is that of the Camunca Caverns. The depth of the beauty was truly amazing. The light from our torches made the walls look like pure gold. The formations within the cave were as nothing I had ever seen before. It was an astonishing sight. Those same astonishing sights that thrilled the imagination of Hernando DeSoto in 1540 still captivate us today with their beauty and overwhelming presence. Still the question remains, how did these awesome creations of God come into formation? Even though there are many theories on how caves are formed, all scientists agree that the common denominator is water. One widely adapted theory of cavern formations is that of a global flood. In the instance of a flood, the currents from the churning water would displace sediment, which would later form the beginnings of a cave. All caves actually go through a continual process of growth. Growth occurs when rainwater mixes with carbon dioxide in the upper layers of the soil and dissolves into the limestone underneath. This is how cave passages and chambers are formed. The amazing formations that grow in the caverns are called speleothems. A commonly seen speleothem in DeSoto Caverns is called the soda straw. Soda straws are small formations found on the ceiling of the cave. Like an actual straw, water flows through the formation until the inside is no longer hollow, but hardened by the deposited sediment.
After this process takes place, the soda straw begins its growth as a stalactite. The stalactite and the stalagmite are speleothems that grow from the ceiling and floor of the cave. These formations grow when rainwater and minerals drip down the side of the rock and harden. Some scientific studies have shown that a speleothem can take 200 years to form 1 cubic inch. To see these formations and have knowledge of their growth makes you truly appreciate the awesome creativity of God. Each year, thousands of people from around the United States come to DeSoto Caverns to enjoy its majestic grandeur and rich history. Purchased in 1912 by Mrs. Ida Mathis, the caverns were originally intended for the purpose of mining onyx, but due to the rising popularity of Mexican onyx, the caverns were never mined and lay dormant for years. In 1965, Fred Layton leased the cavern from Alan Mathis Sr. and began to develop the cave. That same year, the caverns were opened to the public as the Camoga Onyx Cave. 10 years later, Mr. Layton retired, and the cave was passed down to Alan Mathis III, who changed the name to DeSoto Caverns. Today, the cave has become a national landmark.
Hello, I'm Alan Mathis. This cave has been in my family for almost 100 years now, passed down from generation to generation. It's my privilege to welcome you to this place of wonder and natural beauty, one of the largest of its kind. Welcome to DeSoto Caverns.
This cave's majestic grandeur will entice the imagination, and the sights to behold are breathtaking. These caverns are a true expression of God's amazing creativity, and beholding them will make you truly appreciate the incredible wonder of DeSoto Caverns.
As my life moves on and takes me to new and marvelous lands, the grandeur of the caverns of Camoga will never escape my imagination, and forever I will cherish them.
All right, folks, and we are going to walk on up out of the caverns. Awesome. According to Ryan, he told me what they did with the entrance here. Back when the Spanish came in 1540, they basically, this is the original entrance. Now we're going out. And they basically came in up there, and it was just a mud slide for, I don't know how far, 15, 20 yards into the large opening of the cavern. They actually dug down, kind of dynamited this section out where people, and poured this paved walk where people could just walk in here and not have to slide down a mudslide. But there's our visit to DeSoto Caverns. Don't know how much you're able to see here, but it was awesome. We want to thank the people here so much for allowing us to come. Super 8 viewers, it's a great place to come, great place to bring your kids. A lot to do, and the cavern is just like the Spanish said. It was just mind-boggling. Come on down. We're coming out, Ryan. Here we are. Thank you, sir. Excellent tour.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm glad you came out. That just gives you a little overview of who we are, what we're doing, and why we do it. So.
I like to imagine, man, the Spanish coming in here like was on the film a while ago and seeing that for the first time. And that is one of the things in their whole trip in the Americas that they'll never forget.
Yeah, breathtaking. I mean, even for me, every time I go down there, it's still breathtaking. So it's just, I don't take it for granted.
Well, from Super 8 TV, Ryan, we thank you. Ryan Burke, everybody, we thank you, Ryan, for being a wonderful host. And we hope that you'll pass that on to the folks and the owners here for us, too.
I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you very much.
Just to give y'all a different view, We're going to walk over the top. Just to show you what's up here. Go over the top of the entrance of DeSoto Cavern. This would have been closer to where the Spanish actually went in when they first came in 1540. There we go. And here's your original entrance, the top of your original entrance. And you can tell it's been poured and sealed up here. But they would have basically went in right in here somewhere. Maybe that hole right down in there is still part of the original entrance. And they basically slid on a mudslide down into the cavern from here. Okay, that's what we've got here then. This is probably plugging. Yeah, this is plugging the original entrance, it looks like. This would have been right at the top of that tunnel we just walked out of. So here's where the Spanish would have came and went in right here and slid way down into a massive, massive chamber that you guys just got to tour.
Bye.